saying, nigga, who ain't never had nothing. Hoes used to talk down, bitch, look at me now. Started with a quarter ounce, graduated to a QP9. Nigga really trap off the pounds. Got the same crew for days, ain't had time to change. Poker full of faces cause I beat up the block. Residue on my scale, line full of clientele. Got them lying out, pie strip out the pot. Still the same nigga who ain't never had nothing. Hoes used to talk down, bitch, look at me now. Started with a quarter ounce, graduated to a QP9. Nigga really trap off the pounds. Got the same crew for days, ain't had time to change. Poker full of faces cause I beat up the block. Residue on my scale, line full of clientele. Got them lying out, pie strip out the pot. Still the same nigga, by the dollar. I ain't never gonna change, I ain't never gonna change. Use a lamb, nigga, dick ride next, man. Cause you see that it get a low change. I've been doing my thought thing, keeping it low key, nigga. I stay out the way. Every day hustling, tired of the struggling. 24/7, nigga, gotta get paid. Posted at the trap house first and last out. I ain't going home, I remember them days. All night flight, dog, selling out white hard. Money ain't right, I'ma knock out the G. Early in the morning, in the mall for some G's. Get fresh for the day, Gotta go flip a pack, dog. Put up some rest, dog. Make that shit back. What I spend on them G's. Used to walk up that white saw. Come bring that shit back, gotta fuck up the yeast. It's so easy just to drop hard. I can scrape, rock the shit off, flip it 28, skirt. That's a double whoop, 28 to 56 knock. Got the dual fiends flexing for another hood. Cell phone ring cap, calling for another zip. Wear it up, bag it up, gotta take another trip. Still the same nigga who ain't never had nothing. Hoes used to talk down, bitch, look at me now. Started with a quarter ounce, graduated to a QP9. Nigga really trap off the pounds. Got the same crew for days, ain't had time to change. Poker full of faces cause I beat up the block. Residue on my scale, line full of clientele. Got them lying out, pie strip out the pot. Still the same nigga who ain't never had nothing. Hoes used to talk down, bitch, look at me now. Started with a quarter ounce, graduated to a QP9. Nigga really trap off the pounds. Got the same crew for days, ain't had time to change. Poker full of faces cause I beat up the block. Residue on my scale, line full of clientele. Got them lying out, pie strip out the pot. Still the same nigga. Bitch, look at me now. Nah, nigga really trap out the pounds. Poker full of faces cause I beat up the block. Got him lying out, pie strip out the pot. Bitch, look at me now. Nah, nigga really trap out the pounds. Poker full of faces cause I beat up the block.
Peace, what's going on, everybody? Forgive me for my background. I played last night. Let me turn this fan off. Washing those clothes, I just threw my joggers in the washer and shit, and I fucked up the headphones. So the indestructible headphones, man, they gone, bro. So peace to everybody in the chat. Uncle Ant, I see you. Cicada 9, Brad, what's good, family? Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know, as I always say, just need one big favor from you is just share this video with one person that you know will need it, because this information about to get heavy. So we're transitioning. We've been in the transition. The transition been happened, but we're slowly transitioning into another form. Earlier when we were teaching this, it was fun, right? It felt like religion. Simply because people started to believe that what we was talking about dealt with them. And that's dealing with the Wale. Now, if we're being honest, in many ways, I have to do this. In many ways, I single-handedly built the Wale identity. What I mean by that is, what people knew and know about the Wale is, well, they were a group of people that inhabited the Ogeechee River. And that's it. Or they were part of the mission, the Christian missions. And that's it. But no one came to you and told you and showed you that, hey, history is wrong. The Wale were not a Muskogean people. Oh, wait, this tribe is wrong. The Wale were their own people. But then when people started to play with Wale, I began to show you that, well, Wale isn't just one people. It's a multitude of people, different towns. And Wale itself was a subordinate to a larger town. The identity of the Wale has always been masked and cloaked under other groups, such as the Lower Creek and the Yamasee. But no one ever sat back and studied the ancient world and say, wait, why did the people that we're calling the Wale why did the people that we're calling the Kusabo, their languages were mutually intelligible, and they were not considered to be the same as those quote unquote lower Creeks. Now, during the 1500s, we know there was no such thing as a Creek Indian. The Creeks didn't exist. But there's a major player in the land that did exist, and this so-called Muskogeans call them Kofa-Tchekwi. During the Wale Origins teachings, I was hinting at Kofa-Tchekwi being one of the big towns. I was hinting at Kofa-Tchekwi being a paramount town that oversaw many other villages. I've also taught and told you that these groups considered themselves to be one and the same before someone else started to rename them. This is the most important part of this conversation. Is because the Europeans would say, well, we know the Wale and Makoma spoke different languages or different first languages because we had to swap interpreters.
Iyoko nephews.
Hiyoko, what's good, huh?
Yoko.
All this gravy, baby.
So with them, where was I? With them using different interpreters, they use this to say, well, the Wale and the Makoma, their languages were different because we had to swap interpreters. Now, no, they never did they mention that these people did have loan words from each other, but that's okay. You then get into them saying, well, the Wale and Kasabo, this is John Lanning. John Lanning said their languages are so close that they must have diverged from an older mother language. However, linguists or linguistic anthropologists will tell you that Lanning is wrong. But the reason they tell you that he is wrong is because they themselves don't have enough information to prove him right or wrong. They don't have the information. Who did he talk to? What did he see? To a point where he started to notice, you know, a lot of the towns y'all consider to be Wale were also Kasabo. And a lot of the towns that you call in Kasabo, they were there during the Wale uprising of 1597. Example, Upaligi, or which became Upaliqui, Ufaligi, Ufaliqui, and also became Ufala. Proper study has showed that, okay, Ufaligui was Wale. But more study will show you Ufaligui was associated with Alutsi and Orista as a part of the Carolina Wale, not the Georgia coastal people, but the Carolina coastal people. So when the identity is being built, I understand that most people claiming to be Wale don't know what the language is. So what they do is they settle for others' languages in hopes that they can use that to say, well, this is our language, this is our family language. And today may be so, but in the past, not so much. Let me get on Instagram and send this link out real quick. In the past, not so much. So Lanning is doing this research and he say, wait, so when y'all went from one town of the Wale to one town of the Makoma, you all had to change translators. They say, right. He say, but you only use one translator from Wale to deal with everybody in the Kasabo area. They say, yeah. And you want to use one Kasabo to translate everything that you were dealing with the Wale. Yeah. And then you go amongst these different people and find out they share many words. They share a similar grammatical structure to those that later became known as the Catawba. So what happened? why is the so-called Siouans, why are they considered the original inhabitants of the land? And it said that they watched the Lenape come in and they watched other people come up. But yet we see all these people surrounded by them, yet history will tell you that these people were Muskogean. Now, if you go to the University of Charleston, they will tell, not it, but they will tell you that the Wale and Kasabo languages are said to be closer than what scholars think. And the latter, because they said Kasabo and Wale, but then they said the latter has Arawakian influence. How many times have I told you the Wale language had Arawak influence? These languages are a lot closer than people think.
They're definitely a lot closer. People understand it. They don't do the dial. They don't do them linguistics though. They just care about color.
And plus, they don't know the migration of the people.
Yep, that too. That's the actual fact. Yep. Yep.
But I need when we get off the line, I'm gonna have to send y'all the YouTube last night of a debate that happened, and this dude I encountered him before, and he said that his people was Creek because we was having a dialogue on Facebook, and he said that his people and it was Creek, right? So I was like, "That Creeks, yeah, the Creeks been here." I'm like, "No, they haven't." He said, "My people never migrated here." I said, "Well, you're not really Creek then."
Fact.
Because I said, "What kind of Creek are you?" He said, "My people are known as Muskogee." I said, "Bro, Muskogee is not a people, that's a language." So once again, if you say you Creek, you not Creek because that's an English word. I said, "What did your people call themselves since you said that they are Muskogee?" He didn't know. So last night, I caught him on this debate, and I asked him a question, and so he lied. And I said, "Bro, you said your people in there was Creek and Muskogee. Now he talking about they Chattahoochee." So I started laughing. I said, "Bro, Chattahoochee is not a people. That's the name of a river." And he said, "My people in them Algonquin." I said, "Algonquin is not a people. That's a language." So once again, you keep on calling languages people, and the people is not the language. The people made the language. That's not who they are. I said, "You not even much work nobody debating you, bro." And that's what these dudes trying to do with you, nephew. They're trying to debate with you and everything, talking about their Wale, but yet they turn around and say, "Well, the language of the Wale is extinct." How? Oh, the people of the Wale extinct. How? Oh, the Yamasi language is extinct. How? The Yamasi are extinct. How? How they extinct when you actually have words and blood? They don't understand. As long as you got bloodline and people still doing their ceremonies, how could they be extinct? How? And just like you say, they're only using one translator, but they're not knowing that the languages and the phonetics and the sounding is so much closer to one another than people think you're talking about is isolated. How is fucking isolated? How? How language are isolated? How could they do trade and interaction without speaking to one another? What, they were doing fucking sign language? Hey sis, yeah, it don't make no sense. If it was isolated, then how you able to have long words inside of an isolated language? How? Explain that. And how is it that other nations get long words from other nations if it's supposed to be isolated? But nobody is not taking that into consideration. I turn the talking stick over to you, nephews. Go ahead, y'all got it.
You got something, Mike, that you want to add?
Nah, but go ahead.
Say less. So back to what we was on, right? I'm gonna address that too. But a lot of people don't know much about their communities when it comes to things quote unquote tribally. Peace on me, what's good, sis? And hey, Ma, Shayla, all y'all family, what's good in the
Peace,
comments?
family.
So, hey, Auntie, look, she just popped up. So we got okay. So, the thing about that is this. Uh, everybody is just as miseducated in different areas as a lot of people are in this topic. So I do say, well, he's Creek, and then he say, well, I'm Muskogee Creek, and you say, well, the Muskogee aren't a people, that's a language, or the Muskogean isn't a people, it's a language. Woody woo. Okay, that modern shit is what a lot of people go off of today. I wonder how many people that are Muskogee Creek. Peace, Auntie. How you doing? I want to know how many people are Muskogee Creek and don't know the migration story of their people. So he can say something like, "Well, my people ain't migrate nowhere." But then you say, "Well, my people are the Chattahoochee Indians." Wait, no, we're the Algonquin. You just named 4 different groups of people, brother, and 4 different languages or linguistic classifications. This is
True,
what
I got, I got, I got banned off somebody's page for letting him know about the migration. Dude was claiming, did the same thing with, like Pa said, he was claiming to be Muskogee Creek, and I told him, I say, yeah, them the Maya, and then he say, I said they migrated up out of Central and South America, but he say my people don't have no migration story, and then had the nerve to say he is Maya. So that means you just agreed with what I just said, because you. I rest my case.
the thing is, niggas think, see, watch this. They use that migration or that immigrant shit against other indigenous people. Well, you migrated from Asia, so you ain't indigenous. This is literally what they do on TikTok all day. So the moment somebody from the Southeast say, wait, you telling them people they ain't indigenous because they migrated from Asia? Yeah. Well, shit, your people migrated from somewhere else too. They weren't originally from the Southeast. Now niggas got an issue. Because they whole premise is my grandma from Georgia, my grandma from South Carolina. The Mayans went to Georgia. Tell me that's not them niggas' premise. But
Right.
tell you the Mayans went to Georgia while telling you them niggas have no migration story. Doesn't make any sense. If you ain't have no migration story, you would be exactly or originally where your people are from. Obviously, you're not. This the confusion. So now you have a nigga say, well, I'm Muskogee Creek. We ain't migrate from nowhere, but I'm Mayan. So what did the Mayan call themselves?
Bingo.
He told
Bingo.
he told me he told me that the Maya called themselves Maru.
And he was wrong.
I know. I know.
Thank you. Brad dropped it. The Muskogee, Choctaw, and
I
Chickasaw
thought,
are based around migration stories. The
but
East, actual facts. Facts, Brad.
yeah. But I
So
said that to the dude, and I got kicked off the broadcast because he tried to say uh that his family he got direct lineage 4 generations. He said 4 generations back I got direct lineage that signed the Giamaru Constitution. I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna let you have that. But so you gonna tell me that you say 4 generations, that would mean that you got 4 generations of men in your family that lived over 400 years. Make it make sense. I told him the math didn't math, but you-
even if you break it down into to 50s, it still don't, you feel me? It still don't add up. Now, here is the thing, right? Um, here is the thing. Is a lot of people again, it's the internet niggas, bro. Like they don't wanna know their story because it make them feel like an outsider. The same hate they pushed on people, they would then feel like you pushing that hate on them by telling them they from elsewhere. Let's see what what brother.
Nephew, tell the truth. Call them what we call them, the internet Indians. Tell the truth. The I
Is
and I.
across the water with the feathered serpent. I'll say this: a lot of the deities are universal. Um, a lot of the deities are universal. And Brad, I want you to check out this. There's a white boy out there who is saying that Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, or as we say out here in the East, Kwekuga, Queshuga. They say that that's a Lenape deity. Yeah, it's a white boy out here saying the Mayans and or the people from Central America, South America, got their flying serpent from the Lenape. Yeah, that shit crazy. But back to the language. So the thing is, during the 1500s, when they doing all this translating and shit, they're finding out that with the people they called the fucking Wale, those people that lived in what they knew as Kofa Techekwi at the time, the Jarara and the people who later became Catawba all spoke similar with different dialects of the same language. So I think that's him. Turtle Gang Midwest posted the book. I seen it on TikTok. I have to find it and send you the actual drop on IG. So the thing is this: when the Muskogee came over to the east, right, and we're talking about who we're calling the Musqueam proper, the Atacada left before any of them. They left thousands of years before some of them, and they've been in the east for a long ass fucking time. People heard about that migration, and some of these people went different ways. So you have some Atacada in the north, that's Tennessee, Ohio up there, but then you also have a branch that was in the east. Those groups that came up out of Central and South America were attempting to follow the same path as those who left before them to find the sun. This is why you see similarities, as Brad say here. This is why you see similarities in the so-called Muskogee, which are the Musqueam, the Chata, and the Chickasaw, because all of them broke off from the same mother. Chata and Chickasaw are brothers, or they're different two bands of the same woman. The Musqueam or the Muskogee came years later. They came around. It came after Cortez defeated Montezuma. Let me see what we got here. Facts, the different waves of migrations. So when we speak of the quote unquote Creek migration, we're not saying everybody migrated at the same time. This was hundreds of migrations for over almost a 600 to 700 year period. Because you have to remember, there was a famine going on in the east and volcanoes were erupting in the west. So what was causing people to flee west flee east was stopping people from going west. When those people that came east came with their crops, that maize, the beans, the squash, and that cotton, that changed civilization for the southeast. So we know where our people came together to make civilization greater, but we also know where there was an actual separation. So he said, tell us about the slave raids. Which slave raids, Brad? Drop a date, drop a specific time period, and we'll work on that. So whether it's the 1500s, where you had people enslaving each other for the mission system, or the 1600s, where you have the people coming down from Virginia trying to enslave those in the Carolinas and Georgia. Then, we have the 1700 enslavement, where you have the Latama Yamasi coming up out of the South to enslave people, actually raiding all the way down to the Florida Keys. So for that whole 300-year period, when all of these unions were being broken down, depending on where your town was located, and depending on how good your auntie fucked the white man, and excuse me, mother's pardon me, that dictated your position in the slave polity. So when it
It
came
dictated.
when it
It
came to
dictated.
you feel me? Yeah. When it came to politics, when it came to slave raids, when it came to pack horses, right? Or trade, putting deer skins on your back. Um, all of that started with families jockeying for position. So you would have a union. Say you have the Eufaula, right? Say we have Eufaula. The Eufaula may feel some type of way about a group like Tolamato. They probably already went to war. Let's say Eufaula was on some shit like, hey, the people of Tolamato accepted Christism. But being that they accepted Christianity, they began to incorporate other people in other towns into the mission system. So now we're getting weak as a union because our people are becoming Christian. The Florida governors would hear about this and they were beefing with the church. So this is what happened in 1597. You have towns of the so-called Wale, or what we know as the Iba'a. It was everybody. Fuck just being the Wale. We on Iba'a X now. So everybody were beefing about who was Christian and who wasn't. Who was getting the commission, the commissary, the commission, and who wasn't. So long story short, the Florida governor was like, look, the crown, he was at beef with the crown already in the church. So he basically sent somebody to the Iba'a, gathered up supporters who didn't like Christianity, and then used them to fire off on the paramount town of Tolamato. Now, Tolamato being the big town of the Upaha, it actually has two different words, but it can mean one thing. So Tolamato can actually be Ola Miku, because there was a woman that ruled there through her sons, but she was still seen as a Miku spiritually. So Tolamato, but then you don't just have Tolamato, you have Sakuhachi. People will tell you Sakuhachi is Yamasi. But last time I checked in 1597, Sakuhachi told you they were Iba'a. They fought on the side of what was, Tulafuna was a town that sided with Tolamato. So on this side, you have Tulafuna and Tolamato and Sakuhachi. But then you have Sakuhachi split. So now you have a Satuachi, you have Asal, you have Alutsi, but then you have the Latama in southern Georgia coming up to help these people fight somebody else. So it's a lot of slave raids going on. I could be specific. We could talk about, for instance, in 1658, when the Westo first came down into Georgia and the Carolinas, the big threat is that those who escaped Virginia actually saw the Westo eating people. So they came back to tell, like, hey, the white man in Virginia is starving. Like, he ain't got shit. But they're taking people and eating them. Actual fact. Reem, what the player called?
They actually have a book that says how they was
And
eating
I
people.
just step and what's up, y'all, boy? Go ahead, Paul.
What's happening? What's going on, nephew? They actually have a book. I forgot the name of the book, but it actually speaks about what happened in Virginia when it was actually barbecuing the natives and frying the natives and fricasseing and sauteing them and eating them and everything. I'm gonna see if I can find that book, and when I find it, I'm gonna send it to you, nephew.
I could tell you a book that I put on here 100 times that mention that. People just ain't read it. That's how I know who read the book or not. The Struggle for the Georgia Coast. It literally say The women of the Wale, it said the caciques of the Wale were worried about the men being eaten by the Westo. The women told the friars that the Westo were cannibals. They told the friars, like, bro, we go to war with them and we lose. You know they're going to eat us, right? They were most scared of dying. You know how many people killed themselves?
Right, right, right. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Tuscaroras was with them too when he was doing that.
Oh, no. That probably was that 17, that because the Tuscarora did come down, they basically inflicted the same pain that was pushed on them by niggas from the South.
Right. That's how they wind up getting the power. Because actually, it also speaks about how the Iroquois and them, some of them nations that actually came down was with the Lenape and the Westos and them. It was inflicting pain on them in the South. And that's how they was helping to do the first slave trades, but they thinking that it was the South that started it first, and it wasn't. It was the tribes from up north that came down. So hey, who am I?
Yeah, see, the Spanish were more on some we gonna conquer the souls type shit. You know what I'm saying? Fact, that's the book.
Facts. The Spanish wanted they pushed that mission system so hard. They wasn't
Fact.
worried about what was coming out of the north until it actually hit them.
Until it hit them. Spain, the crown was good knowing that they had the coast on lock. They wasn't worried about too much other shit. So when the Westo came down, that was one of the first time the Spanish knew the Englishmen was on the land. Them boys thought they were good. When the Westo came down, that's when they knew that the Englishman was on the land because their guns was different. Uh-oh.
As they said that the English had better guns than the Spanish.
The artillery was different because the English was on conquering the man. They were going to break the soul regardless. The Spanish was trying to convert niggas into being good Christians. The English ain't take that until later. And it wasn't the same Englishman that took it. It was the descendants of those prisoners who eventually took on that spiritual conquest shit. But getting beat into the Bible, man, that shit come from the Spanish. Yeah, he said the English had the tap on the Oriental facts. They had the gunpowder. Bro, the shit's so crazy. The English was selling Indians gunpowder and no guns. But niggas just wanted to be in business, wanted to be in bed with them. That technology they had, like, bro, is dropping. That's some real shit. They were low-key light years above the Spanish. And they were more militaristic than the Spanish were for some reason. And out for whatever reason. But Spain's interest was not that of the Englishmen. So when those fights came, what if I told you Spain left their Christian Indians to fight for themselves? They didn't help them. And who won?
Friars fled to Timucua territory.
Facts. The friars ran away to the Timucua
And they became Tanqueray.
Okay, what, cuz?
I said, and they became Tanqueray.
It take two to dance. It take two to...
Which they already do. And fun boys, we back.
Chill, man. So when we
you heard was the music from the Blue Oysters. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, ba.
Boy, blowing in the conch shell. Stop playing. So when we think about all of this, what was going on, as I said weeks ago, They were fighting, and with them fighting, it caused inner fighting amongst different groups. The dagger though is this: when the Westo, or the people they call the Westo, the Chichimiku, not to be confused with the Chechemiku from the West, these Chichimiku, for some reason, their face paintings were known to the women in the South. The women could tell by their face paints that they wasn't even from around there. Now, I'm gonna say it. Remember, we talked about the half and half face paint, right? Can I get an eye from everybody who's listening?
Yep.
Yep.
See, I told you niggas better stop playing with the culture. What if I told you that was just one person who had the half and half? The rest of them niggas had yellow stripes on their face. Now niggas walk around with yellow stripes on their face. The fucking outsider, man, taking on the name of other people, came down, invaded, settled in the Savannah River. The Westo went amongst the Yamasee. Tell me I'm wrong. They settled in Latama. Tell me I'm wrong.
Nope.
They then settled amongst the Yuchi, who were already in so-called Mount Pleasant. They then ran people out of Tougaloo and ran people out of Chauga. And then they tried to take other towns like Kowi and Esteto and Tanasqui. And being that they spoke a different language than the fucking people who they ran into, the Hichiti called them Chilakwi, Dagger. That's where it come from. The niggas that invaded the Southeast was the same Cherokee that stopped the Yamasee uprising. Why do you think they were already in the South for so long? Why do you think they already had horses? Why do you think the white man their white father?
Right. And why you think they was given a seat in Congress?
Why do you think them niggas was wearing fringes and considered themselves Scottish Jews?
Right.
Y'all talk about this shit. If y'all want to talk about it, we could talk about it.
Let's roll with it.
You have a group of people that tried to take down almost every major chiefdom and then took on their name after they did it. You will hear that the Anikutani are not originally Cherokee, but somehow that's a Cherokee clan.
Hey, wait, hold on. I got a question right before you go there. And this is why you had those that was of the eastern bands of Cherokees was always talking about that they had Jewish ancestry.
Hold on. Yeah, that too. They got the Jewish daddies. John Ross daddy, John Ross grandparent. Man, that man is a cracker, man. That nigga mama wasn't even no real Cherokee.
Right.
Yeah, that man didn't marry directly into the chieftain.
I got a question. Why is it that most of the treaties were signed by half-breed indigenous people or 3/4 indigenous people who was Wind Clan? Why is Wind Clan on all of these fucking treaties? And why in those treaties, and when they talk to other people, they say, well, shit, Wind Clan can do what they want because it's the oldest.
They was the oldest only because by knowledge they was the oldest, but by the time it get to the to what you talking about, they wasn't the oldest no more. Them is the invaders that took over Wind Clan.
Thank you. But then the only way these people get introduced to Wind Clan is because they tell you they were living in a great fog and the wind blew the fog away. So that first people took on Wind Clan. My question is this: who are the Fog people? Who are the people that created the fire that put you in the fog?
Right. When the smoke clears.
When the smoke cleared. I wrote a book. Come on, cuz. I wrote a book about when the smoke cleared. This is how they even got the fucking clan system. Because the wind blew the fog away, so you was able to see in which direction the sun came. So you was able to continue on your journey. But then the other ones say, when they crossed the journey, the first thing they seen was a bear. And then the last people, they ain't crossed right away because there was a big ass tiger on the other side that wouldn't let them cross. And when they finally crossed, they became Tiger or Panther clan. So obviously the clan system didn't get to them until the fucking smoke cleared, until they got to the fucking east. So do you really know your migration story? Or since we know it better than you, we got to teach you your shit? And then with us teaching you your shit, you going to feel some type of way because one, you don't know it, and two, it's going to make you really the outsider. Dagger.
So who is really the pretendians?
Who's pretending right now? You don't want your... You know you Mayan, you know you Aztec, you know you Mishashuki, you know you Mokaya. But you don't want that. You want to be Wale. You want to be Catawba. You want to be everything else for the only because you don't want the movement. Why? Because that movement is the same thing you use to tell people they weren't indigenous. You came across the Bering Straits. You're not indigenous. So a nigga tell you, well, shit, nigga, you crossed many rivers to get over here. You ain't indigenous to the southeast. What do you mean? We were indigenous to the Americas. Fuck, nigga, keep that same. Keep that same. Because when you talk to a nigga like me, when you talk to me, it's fuck you and your story. I'm gonna let Eagle Joe play. Pause. Everybody mute up.
Deja vu.
Yeah, man, I be going in, cuz, but let's let Eagle Joe speak real quick.
God give us who we are, and that's been from the beginning of time. We have family, an Indian family in Georgia.
I don't want to argue. You claim some shit, and your people came somewhere else, but you don't want to be considered a migrant. But my uncle sitting right there, like, hey, since the beginning of time, well, God make things as they are, and since the beginning of time, we always had family, Indian family in Georgia. Yeah, people gonna be like, what? But nigga, what? That's just how it is. He was 85 in this video on blood. And then he say, but naturally as things go, we pack our shit up and we move, we migrate, we go different places. So, originally we was called the people because we God's children. But then we start calling ourselves Geechee and Cherokee and Black and Puerto Rican. But we ain't none of that. We God's children. That's my elder telling that story. So when you talk about families that watch people come into the land and still didn't consider them migrants because the land is the land, and leave us the fuck alone, and you good where you at. We don't give a fuck. We the people. Shit. Good, brother. Yee. And if you don't say yee, we the people, knee ye. Or if you don't say knee ye, I need. And if you don't say I need and you speak English, nigga, we. Do you not hear it in the language? We're talking about universal spirit. Fuck these niggas. They can't, man, bro, I'm done. I'm done, bro. Y'all can have it.
Or you say Yati.
Talk your shit. Who is my auntie? But me, myself, that's we, brother. If you can't look at your community and see yourself, then you're not a child of God. Because then Jesus tell niggas, when you see me, you see my father. Same shit. When a bitch look at you, hey, boy, you look like your daddy. Bitch don't even know who your daddy is. Bitch probably know who your daddy is. You don't know who your daddy is, but they know you look like him. Dagger. You still in the
girl.
okay.
That
Okay.
girl.
So we don't care where
You
you
be walking
from.
out there, I don't even know your daddy. They be like, "Is your daddy so and so?" Oh, I
What?
my daddy.
They know your
Well, you better
daddy.
go look. Well, you better go look.
What? Come on, man. So bro, the thing is this. Don't play with people. If niggas can't do the same, we can't do it to you. Don't hold a migration story under the microscope. If a nigga tell you, and you know a lot of the Aztecs was Lenape, right? Don't get mad at me for telling you that. Don't get mad at me for telling you that. You know the only reason the Muskogee came to the southeast is because they got their ass whooped in the west.
And
You
that's
will
why I speak about when the Aztecs and them went down there into South America, they went with war and everything, and they had got one of the Mayan princesses and cut her face off and started wearing her face. That's why they started wearing the bloody mask. But you ain't hear from me.
Oh, they wore that lady face as a mask. They were shutting down towns and that were below them. People would tell you them folks never had contact. You know why? Because you used the word Mayan and Aztec. That's why. I didn't say the Lenape are Aztecs. Some Aztecs descend from the Lenape.
And we already told them that there was a war of people coming, but they didn't want to listen to the medicine society. That's why we left way before all that started happening.
Mm, mm, mm. Talk to them. Bitches told y'all darkness is gonna come. We need to go see the sun.
Right.
I wonder who that son of God was sitting in that far east. Mm, mm, mm.
Mom's the word.
Hey, yes, sir. Hey, yes, sir. And niggas hate Masons not knowing that. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you family, you can get it. You know what it is. Them people came to the east and
Oh. Mm,
accepted some shit the Muskogee did not. The,
right.
the blue fire.
Walk in the light.
Come on, hey, it's
was
lit
Hey,
that
like
was
a
that
hey, what
light?
they don't,
Was that
hey, what
light
hey,
they
blue?
don't know,
Was that light
don't
blue?
what they don't
what
know.
the-
what they don't.
Our mothers was sitting up here letting y'all know, hey, even though they used that whole mission system stuff on us, they kept them deacons of defense in the orders of the Eastern Stars.
Eastern fucking
Bingo. Bingo.
That fire never left. It never burnt
never
out.
went.
Fire never lose this power.
All
Ha!
your big chiefs and big mamas went to the lodge.
Mm, 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 mm,
All
mm,
right.
mm, mm.
My grandma, her only sister that's in house. I'm her only descendant that's in house. Who runs shit? Okay. Shit be sacred. That's why we don't just throw it out there whoop de whoop. But when it
With
comes to
J
Ogie,
with JT, with JT said, nephew, who run it? Who run it? Who run it? Yay!
listen, man. This information it can definitely be unifying when it's used properly. But if you have someone who's online telling others they're migrants, but don't even know their own migration story, man, you got to block them niggas, bro. A lot of you people follow and be taken up for shit and low key defending people that mean y'all no good. Real shit. They mean y'all no fucking good. Talk about, oh, I'm Muskogee, I'm Creek. We don't have a migration story. Oh, my people's from the Chattahoochee. But no, we're Algonquin. Wait, what? Do you really know what you're talking about? Like, do you really know what you're talking about? Or are you just talking because it sound good? And since people don't know what the fuck they got going on, they just accept your bullshit. Mm. You got to get a month, bro. Right here in Oklahoma, he been doing some research. You probably could help him build on some things out there. Tell him what he could look or what he need to do. I don't know.
It might be usually there was a lot of people that got denied by the Dawes commissions, but if you keep on doing a little bit more research, they might have still was still able to get where allotted land and things like that that was never been able to be taken from them, and things like that. So just being denied by the Dawes Road don't deny them who they are. That Dawes commission stuff ain't nothing but land. It's they process for land allotments. I think a lot of people today sit up here and think that the final Dawes Rose was to prove whether you was Indian or not. That was a blood quantum thing, but the Dawes Commission is really about land allotment and who get what and how much they get.
I watched that video you sent me, Paul, with the dude on TikTok, and this is another. This is somewhere else I'm going with this. Um, he was speaking on the Wali or the Wali, whatever, and the way he was pronouncing it was Gurley, and then he went from Gurley to the Girly Indians. And my people are girly because my grandma said we were Gullah and we always been here. And it's like, bro, why don't you really take your time to do some research, like to actually study this shit before you run to the internet? But it's just about being first. It's not about properly educating or properly educating yourself first. It's not about that. It's about, okay, I found some shit. Everybody's talking about it. I'm going to go talk about it. These are my people. That's not how that works. Like when I started this Wally Origins, when I started the Wally Origins series, I let it be known from the jump that Wale is not one place. Forget historical documentation because they fucked it up. So you have to study the science and then go into the documents that were going in at that time. Because when the English got a hold of the information, they classified the Wale as Yamasi. But why? Because those were their allies. So for the same way the Creeks were created for a political purpose, so too was a Yamasi reservation. So now from a certain point, let's say 1670 until about the 1900s, early 1900s, the Englishmen thought these were the same people. This is how you get an Ali Muhammad. Do the
Oh,
research on.
nephew,
Talk to me.
not to cut your wisdom, but I just sent you the link from last night debate, and I also sent you the dude who was on the debate who I ran across a couple of months ago. I actually sent it to your phone.
Okay.
But
Uh,
yeah, but like you said, I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who get fucking mad.
yeah, go
I
ahead. 'Cause
I
I'm about.
I don't care. I don't care how they feel. 'Cause I'm about to say it. They've been watching and studying you, nephew. They've been watching and studying you, and they don't want to give you your props. They like you said because they want to be the first. And actually, they wouldn't even much be the first That's like you had another person thought he was the first, and I said, nah. I said my cousin, who's the chief, already put it in the book in 2012. You know, I was already speaking about it in 2009. You know, and I said my nephew came and put the icing and the topping on the cake. So they studying you, nephew. So when they go to speaking about Wale, no matter if they pronouncing it girl right? We know where y'all getting the information from. We know. We know. And when I hear it, I'ma print it out to y'all on TikTok. You motherfucker, stop biting my nephew shit. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. It's plain and simple. Y'all want him to be your teacher secretly, but don't want to acknowledge him openly. Give him his fucking flowers while he living. Don't be like, oh, I learned it. No, tell the truth. You learned it while he was speaking about it. And none of y'all was on this Wale information 2 years ago. Y'all wasn't. Y'all wasn't even talking about it. Nah, like my chief said, oh, they're gonna have many Yamasis. Look what happened. You got many Yamasis. And he told my nephew and them they're gonna have a lot of people gonna claim that they Wale. And look what happened. My nephew already said he gonna teach this so good, it's gonna be like a religion. He said it. And y'all bit it. And not knowing that was just a ethnonym. Y'all don't even much know the real name of the people. Y'all don't even know the real name of the Yamasi.
What he say? Hey, like, you dummies ain't read it.
Right,
Right there.
right.
Hey,
But y'all want to say we pretendians. Boy, I got so much shock on y'all motherfuckers. They ain't even much funny. But my nephew keep doing your job, nephew. If they don't want to fucking acknowledge you, I acknowledge you. You heard me? They got a nigga on TikTok. He never said the word kasike. And now he using it talking about as a Hebrew word. The fuck? How? You never used that word before in any of your doggone streams on TikTok. Now when my nephew talking about the kasike, you never used that before. Y'all gonna stop playing with my motherfucking
meanwhile,
nephew.
hey Pop. Meanwhile, I just watched a documentary last night. Well, I watch it all the time because it confirmed the work of Napitu. But after watching, I'm gonna have to get off here because it's about to get loud in my house. But after I was actually listening close to the dialect of what was being used by the Portuguese, and the Portuguese man say when the cacique when the cacique of this area uh ruled, they made uh geoglyphs in the ground. But what was prominent was him using that word cacique, so the Portuguese still use that word today.
Yeah, because the Portuguese and the Castilians are cousins. And Spanish is the language. People keep on saying Spanish is a people. No, it's a language. But the people are the Castilians. The Castilians and the Portuguese
Fact,
are cousins.
facts. I wanna thank you for that. For the words that you just gave. Cause that shit rare. I don't look for it, but it's rare that I do get that love. But you see it too. The it's crazy. Like I got screenshots of the shit. You will catch these dudes with these big pages coming with TikTok and Instagram. They'll fuck up and like some shit and take their like back, and then days later
Mm-hmm.
they literally drop some shit that I was just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
Mm-hmm.
block if y'all go argue with them. They will block y'all. Me, they'll block me and unblock me the next day, and then you'll catch them viewing my profile.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Facts.
what it is, I don't give a fuck about followers because I'm really focused on the family. When I talk
Mm-hmm.
about the followers, what I mean is I'm looking for those to get information out there, the proper information. These niggas are simply looking to take your bread.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas will sit on here and mislead you and ask you for a fucking donation.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas will tell you they're finna have a powwow, and you thinking a powwow was a ceremony, but you go out there and it's 50 people, and none of these people are actually genetically related. It's just random people who got together on the internet, and they not talking no real genealogy. Niggas is sitting here calling America Atlantis, and we showing you how to get family shit together. They see this, but that's scary because when you got somebody to actually check your ass because they give a fuck.
Right.
They'll
Right.
tell you
Right.
home. That's why a lot of these people be Olo. Nigga have 10,000 followers, thousands of videos, millions of views. Not once have you seen their mother. Not once have you just heard their mother teach something for 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes.
They don't even talk about that.
Yeah, they don't even talk about their families. Nobody noticed when COVID hit. All the people that really was doing this shit for real lost everything. Yeah, Amos Pashadu, y'all remember me on Instagram and Facebook. Amos Yafua, even Merkabah lost his pages originally. Everybody that was doing this for real, you no longer heard of them. Now you got all these niggas that somehow get out of jail and they all is social media famous. All these niggas, nobody peeped during COVID. They literally changed the structure of social media. It's no longer about post and what you type. It's about them seeing you and getting your voice. So when people were making videos and actually reading the information, them reading the information is now out the window. Bitches is simply going off the dome, creating some shit, trying to teach you because we're in the age of Aquarius, so they lied to us before. So this the age of knowledge and information.
Look, but nephew, look, they got to do.
Look, none of these niggas ever told you if that knowledge or information was gonna be right.
You're right.
They're flooding you with so much fucking information, you don't even know what's right or wrong no more. So you know what you say? Well, my perspective. But how you perceive shit don't make it what it is. But they've given you so much bullshit, and then threw a little bit of truth in there, and now you can't decipher right from wrong. You can no longer decipher good from evil. So now when you do evil thinking that is good, okay, bro, I don't know. Put me in somebody's church. Go ahead. Pardon me.
Evil look good and make the truth look fair. See me? But this the thing, right? They got a dude that's on TikTok. He called himself I Helpmotep the Truth, I think. And he had on his board last night the Mississippian culture, the real Tamaray. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, when did that happen?
Because
when I started,
niggas don't want to have nothing to do with Africa, so they take from Africa and bring it to the Americas, and then use the information that comes from what we would consider Africans today to make their claim. Them niggas is crazy. Because the Mississippian culture is the Tamarayan culture. I will ask you, so that would mean that the Tamarayan culture is older than Mississippian culture. You would say no, they're one and the same. And I say, well, obviously the fuck not when the Mississippian culture got a date. Because Mississippian comes by way of a language and a people who stated their claim to that river at a specific time period.
Right.
So if you equating them to be the same, that means that these got to be the same people. That's an invading fucking people. Do you know who you talking to? It wasn't called the Mississippi.
Right. Not in the Southeast anyway.
And then, we got a map. It says Tamaracans or Tamoricans. You dumb fuck.
That is Dutch. In Dutch, when you see an apostrophe behind a T that doesn't say "t," it says "et." "Et." H-E-T is how you would transliterate it in English. But since you niggas didn't even master English in high school, you niggas didn't master literature in high school, you can't fucking read.
And then they say duh, and it's not even much duh, it's the D.
But check me out. When you say to Americans, a bitch that speak Dutch will look at you like, huh? What are you saying? That's how they would have written it. But saying it, they would have said, heck, Americans. I'll give you another example. If I say, go get me, spell sugar, you will spell sugar without an H, but you will pronounce it with an H. But if you took that word and you gave it to someone who speaks English proper, or what they would say is sugar. The reason they wouldn't say sh is because there's an actual symbol that goes on top of the H that makes the sound for sh. So this is how you get sugar. But being that you don't know the script, you still wouldn't understand that if somebody put an H there, you would say they're wrong. Or if someone put something over the S and said sugar, you would say they're wrong. But then if they pronounce it sugar, you still would say that they're wrong. You're caught in the spell. That's all that shit is really about. You're caught in the fucking spell on how things spell. But had you known the language and had you studied the map, you would have found out that, hey, if I translate that map into English, it says the Americas. These are the niggas that be miseducating the people on social media. Peace, Sean. What's good, family? What's good to everybody in the chat? These are the niggas y'all allow to miseducate you.
Now I put that misinformation on blast anytime I see it. I get kicked out for it. I don't care. Shit. Block me.
Me too.
Oh shit. But at the
Me too,
same
cause
time, I'm to sit on somebody's panel and let them spew misinformation in my face and I don't say shit about it. I'm calling a spade every single time.
I'm calling it too, nephew. And I'm like, y'all talking about what the European did with the maps. Well, why you using their maps? Because the tribal people didn't make maps. There was no need for a map. And that's funny how
I tell you,
Nepitu
my
did
bad.
the map show, and all of a sudden this dude was doing the show. That's what the show was about last night. He was like, look at the maps. Look at the maps. We going through the maps. Nobody didn't go through the maps like Nepitu did.
No, and listen,
Nepitu was the first one to do the maps, and not this
bro,
motherfucker. They're
I just
watching you, nephew.
lost all my
He
social
did it last week, so he copied you from last week to this
bro.
week.
Yeah, bro. So
Yes.
and I lost Facebook when I had my original pages. You can go down my YouTube. I'm hitting bands, 10 bands, 13, 5,000. You know what I'm saying? But when I lose my social medias, my shit's dropped down to 50 and 60 and 20. And then I'm sitting there like, wait, but the people that's watching my shit is the niggas with all the followers. That's when I knew that. Remember, I just got reported on Facebook because I be kicking ass. But all of this shit happened. All of this shit happened for a reason. It's all good because they think because I don't get the views they got that nobody is noticing this shit. The only way they can truly notice is if I'm allowed to simply stop teaching people. And I mean that in the public. It's hard because there's so much information to get out there. But in the same time, I like to watch people take my shit and they don't know nothing about it, be crazy. Cause they take it and repackage it as if it's theirs. Like
The watermark.
asking, and this is what you gotta watch this. Fuck it. I'm doing this. I'm anybody that claim to be Wale. I don't give a fuck. What book do you have that was given to you from a family member that mentions your people in that book? Not the Wale. Yeah, every lot of books mention the Wale, but show me where they mention your folks. Show it. Niggas, everybody's Wale. Ask them what their town is. Ask them.
Right. They don't know the town.
They say the language dead, so they can't be speaking the language.
They don't know their original town, because if they knew their original town, they wouldn't be out here figuring out what clan they from.
If they knew their original town, that name will carry on. You see how Potocaligo and Tougaloo are in the same place in the upper Savannah? That name carried on. See how Eufaula was in Georgia, Carolina, and in the
Can't
east.
know.
And then Eufaula later became Lower Creek. Bitches will tell you the Wale not alive, but they'll tell you the Wale dead on paper, but Munt right here on the phone. Bitch will tell
When
you
you
that.
follow to the next,
Go ahead,
we
come.
didn't. I say from one you follow to the next you follow. When people talk about tradition and stuff like that, how did your people keep culture? So I could tell you a story about a people that's buried in the mounds in the 1900s. Playing with me.
I wonder who those families were that were at White Oak before they separated the people of Eufaula in Georgia and then created a Eufaula, Alabama. Remember, what is her Sharon was Sharon? What's her name? Karen. What? Dang, I can't remember her name. It's she wrote. It's the author of Beneath These Waters, but she say the coastal tradition spread. She said these traditions. She was speaking on the Spearhead building with the courts. These traditions spread from the coast to the plains 9,000 years ago. Listen, man, a lot of this shit older than people think. Right. And when we talk about simply just being, everyone has a town. Peace, Reese, was good. I didn't even see you in there, Brody. So when we sit back and we ask, like, okay, so what town your people come from? And it's okay to say you don't know. But when you go to making up shit, you start to distort the history. Because what happens if someone say, well, is this the ancient town? And you say, nah, this is what we doing. Our ancestors been bringing people together for a long time with these with township. And they ask, well, why didn't you continue the tradition of renaming the new town after the mother town? What would be the answer? You got to stop bullshitting. People have to stop playing with this. Peace. What's going on, family?
We also
Now,
got to stop thinking that which was once lost cannot be easily found. All it takes is a little research.
a little bit.
like we tell people all the time, they put stuff in books for a reason because that's how they like to brag about what they so-called accomplishments. But them so-called accomplishments got our names behind them and stuff like that. So just look for your. I'm just saying, read for real. Don't just read what's on the surface. Open up them articles. People don't do that. I looked at it. I was on a debate the other day and somebody posted a screenshot and tried to tell me that on this picture that was up above that the man wasn't a French man signing some papers. And I said, that man French. And they was like, he ain't French, he ain't French. I said, he's wearing French regalia. And they was like, no, no. I said, y'all don't want to read. Click the actual article that's attached to the photo. Stop playing. Literally go click into the article and read. And little do they know, right there it says a French man in the description, a French man signing a declaration or a treaty. So I mean, I just don't understand people. Like sometimes you just click what's on the surface and post and delete or whatever. I'm not for that. Read it. It's not hard.
They tell on themselves when they put it in a book.
Exactly,
They
they
always
do.
tell on
They
themselves.
tell because that's how they like to brag. Well, the
Mhm.
story is the what's the African folklore story about hunting a lion. The lion don't never get to tell. I mean, when the lion is the king of the jump or the king of the desert or the king of the Sahara, he don't have to tell his story because it's already known. But when somebody come in and execute that so-called king or the Lion King, they gonna get to tell their story because they get to write about it. It's
They
history.
made a song. They made a song out of it. The lion sleeps tonight. That song is talking about killing the king. That's what the song is about. And most people don't even know it. You're right, nephew. You're absolutely right. The lion ain't got to tell the story. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Everybody be singing that song. They talk about when that king of the lions he went to sleep and they put him to sleep permanently.
Lion ain't got to tell his story. They are the people, the herd, or the pride already
Hey,
know
I about to tap out y'all, boy. I can talk to y'all later.
already, man.
Hold them down.
Your team gonna lose anyway.
Man, I've been had too many weeks in a row. Man, but
Yeah. Yeah, man.
information is definitely out there, but we just like the people say uh, just because we in the age of information and knowledge don't mean it ain't a whole bunch of misinformation being talked about as well.
Oh man, that misinformation is spread like wildfire, but the truth shall overcome it.
Denzel did it you and they asked him about his outlook on the media. He said news outlets and media don't they don't broadcast like they used to. It used to be about what getting the actual story and being able to have the facts to the story. Now it's about being who's first to the story. And
Didn't nephew
first,
didn't
you encourage.
nephew Nepito say that? He said that. Oh, we want to be the first to tell the story. It was a breaking news. You know what I'm saying? Be careful who be the one that be rushed to say that it was the first. Oh wow. Oh, put that on a t-shirt. But yeah, they watching you, nephew. They watching, they studying and everything. But the thing about it, they study wrong. You know, that goes from the dude from the Amarushi and all the rest of them that do that. They say girl and all that day, girly like, dude, like you haven't studied long enough. You haven't been a student long enough to become a teacher. That's the problem. They haven't studied long enough. is set at the foot of their elders. You know, you got a video of you speaking to your grand uncle. I got a video of me speaking to my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? It's so forth and so on. These people are looking at the internet as their elders. And these dudes in them are misrepresenting and telling the people that. And I say, dude, I say, what people over here in the Americas say Tamaray? Who said that? Ain't none of you motherfuckers was talking about Tamaray until the person that got locked up, y'all heard him say it over here. Ain't none of y'all
Right.
was saying that shit in the 90s. Ain't none of y'all was
Still,
saying that in the late
still got
90s.
it on,
Hey,
and they still
too.
got it on because that man say America was Egypt. That man say they invaded Egypt and took it from you. So I'm gonna take Egypt and bring it to you in the West.
You
Come
said
on, bro.
Right,
Big
right.
man, man.
Mm-mm-mm. And it distorted his teachings.
hey, Pizza, you got a question right there.
Say that again. They ain't hear you. I'm getting ready for the
Got,
listening.
got a question for that.
Question in the chat. Let's see. What's the most accurate book of the culture of the people, the old ones, for someone deep diving into our culture that started here? The perfect book is, and I need everyone to go on Google. The perfect book is The Blue Fire Volume 2 by Miki Lanier Antonio Davis. The book is so eloquently put together, it's as if a caveman did it. Something simple, but still used today like the wheel. Something innovative. It comes in 4 chapters. These 4 chapters tell different stories. You have the birth of the Wale. The birth of the Wale starts off with the people that are historically known as the Wale, right? So we're hinting in my first book, I hint to you that this is deeper than the people that's known as the Wale. But let me tell you about the Wale. You know, these people been here for around 50,000 years. And this. And I tell you all the beautiful animals that were alive at that time. But then we go into the family or humanity's flame, where we talk about how knowledge is shared between different people and how these different people become different groups of people. But in reality, they're all still the people. We have a book, The Mothers of the Ancients, which is strictly for the mothers. It highlights the fact that there is no culture without the women. So if you've read The Mothers of the Ancients, the books before it and that one book after it is all founded there. It has beautiful pictures. Every chapter has pictures. Damn near every page got pictures. Shit, beautiful. And the final book is When the Smoke Cleared. And who you are, not what you accept. What we are explaining is, because I'm not alone. What we're explaining is you've accepted a lot of things in your life. I was baptized as a kid, 8 years old, so I accepted Christianity. When I was in high school, I found some new information, especially with Trayvon Martin dying, how they did Tamir Rice. I needed to learn something about me because obviously this shit was hurting me as a child at 18. So I wanted to study something new. So this is how I became Nuwapian. That's something I accepted. But all this while, I done been in fights with teachers because I'm telling them I'm Indian. But nah, you know Indian, you African. So who you are and not what you accept plays on that. If you were an Israelite, you accepted being an Israelite. If you were Muslim, you accepted being a Muslim. You accepted being a Miami Dolphins fan, a 49ers fan. All of those shits are cloaks for who we actually are. Who we actually are and who we are the children of the Creator. Something very simple. So
Bang,
once,
bang, not a gang.
hey, yeah, we about to. I got us, you know. But once we share all of these cloaks, we can begin to focus on our family, and then that's where familiar spirit comes in. So the blue fire is a unity fire. It's a fire that the Muskogee denied. They didn't want unity. They wanted war. So in the Blue Fire, we teach you about the origins of the people that you may know by so many different names. And then we tell you how these people came together and broke off many times. And then tell you how the Spanish intervened and the English intervened, and how the mothers had to pass the culture to their sons because the men coming in didn't want to deal with them. Another book that you can get is The Green Fire Volume 2 by Lanier Davis. Now, The Green Fire Volume 2 is more science. What it's going to talk about is we're focusing on the Yama and the Mississippian era and the Mississippian culture, but we start off in the Wali culture. If you know about the Wali, Wali is a quote unquote Appalachian word, which means the place where the water and the land meet. The Englishmen would consider it the edge or the border of the land, the coastal land. So we're speaking on the cultures that was on the East Coast and on the Gulf Coast that was one culture and eventually moved into the interior as other people came down and other people moved up. So I slightly just dropped something on the Wali culture. Then we go into the Shuanoki culture, which would deal with the South. The reason I call it Shuanoki, and this is my terminology. So anytime you hear someone say Wali culture, Shuanoki culture, that's mine. The reason I call it Shuanoki is because Shuanua and Shuwakli, Shuanui, all of these different terms deal with the South. So we're speaking on the culture of the South, which was the Swift Creek culture. The Swift Creek culture birthed the Yama culture, as the Yama were already in during the Swift Creek culture. However, their polity and their religion became the major religion, and their language became the lingua franca, which ushered in what we know as the Yama era that the Lenape eventually called the Mississippian era. So the Blue Fire Volume 2 and the Green Fire Volume 2 are the books to get. Let's see. Blue Fire, yeah, Sean, hell yeah. Thank you. I thank you for everything, bro. For definitely for supporting the work. That meant everything. And Cicada 9, it says very. Oh wow, you ready too? Oh shoot, salute. That's what I'm talking about. So, matter of fact, I have an idea. If you all can, if y'all got 2 minutes, I'm about to go watch this game. I'm dropping this link in the chat. Sean, Cicada, if y'all want to come on and tell the people what y'all think about the book or some things y'all like about the book, that link is right there in the comments. That would be nice. That'd be a nice little drop. Let's see, I'm still getting ready. So Pa, if you wanna take off for a couple minutes, you can, because I'm getting ready to get to this party.
All right. Yeah, what I like about the book, like you say, is so informative. And the thing about it, will make it even better, is that you went and spoke to all your elders that gave you tribal information that's not in the book until you put it in the book. And then the thing is that when you have archaeologists and anthropologists and historians that read it from our tribal perspective, and it was like, oh my goodness, this book is right and exact. And it got to the point to where Cousin Wild Fox, I gotta give you to it. He been reading the information and he posted it. And it grabbed the attention of archaeologists and anthropologists. And he was like, look, I know somebody that you can talk to. And my cousin and them, they got a show, and I'll put you in contact with him. And he put him in contact with me. And then I told them about you. I said, well, my nephew got a book that's written from the family that he orchestrated together, and he put the information together. He said, I sure would like to read it. He sure went and got it. and everything. And he been on your show more than once. And see, this what makes you a motherfucking trendsetter. It's a trendsetter. Just like Southern University. Always the number one rated and never motherfucking duplicated. You understand me? And everybody know who Southern University is. That's the best band in the motherfucking Southeast when it comes down to music. Everybody trying to be like Southern, but they just can't. And the information is dead on point. And I like to thank you for giving me credence in that as well, because we have to honor one another. And I'm glad you are my nephew and also blood relative. That part is all about blood and getting your family together. And I would like to say Shona Beach Chi to you, Sekasike. You know, I like to say Shona Beach Chi. Thank you. And with that, I turn it over to those who want to come on and give their ratings on reading the book since they said it in the chat. Don't be afraid to come on the link. You know what I'm saying? Express to the people what you thought and how you feel and express it. The more the merrier.
Move. Yes, I'm back. Yeah.
Facts. Go ahead.
Oh, nah, go ahead, cuz. My bad. Pardon me.
I was trying to mute up my TV, but I was gonna say, yeah, pop talking direct and exact. Um, it's different when we open up people's articles and statuses and quotes and things that come across our social medias, but when people sit up here and regurgitate a lot of other people's information and without giving them the credit that's been due, it's it, it, I understand that you cannot be exact and true. And I feel like when you pick up the blue fire, when you pick up the green fire, it is, and I got volume one. I got volume one. So I
Yes,
got the
you got all
version
the
that's
mistakes. You got the real
I
deal.
got all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got volume one. And having volume one, I told my audience before, I said having volume one is actually even better to me than volume two because it's still original and intact, but the mistakes are just grammatical. So that's the only mistakes that's in there. So it's still the intact and exact. So, but that right there will show the people that scholarly works can be done without having those people's scholarly credentials. Because when you got verifications from the people that actually have been in the ground and were able to do their research that way, and then they sit back and they read the green fire, they read the blue fire, and they say it's true and exact, and it matches up to the works that they found in the ground, not wrote about, but what they found in the ground. Yeah, that changes the vernacular of what we call scholarship.
Right. You know what else too? Remember when we did the work with Vince. If anyone watched that original video we did with him and watched the second video, you'll notice he added our people to his research because he didn't know. He was looking to see who could confirm this information. And then when he
Sure
found
did.
out these people
Sure
know the
did.
information, this is their family information. Now our family name is on his work.
Sure is.
One of
Sure is.
our autonyms is now on his work. It's soon gonna change, but it's already on the work. So you have anthropologists that are also looking for people to confirm this work. You don't think they done been around people who said they were Wale and folded and didn't know what was going on?
Hmm.
Or they was talking to them and teaching them and noticed like, hold on,
I done been teaching him everything. He didn't teach me nothing yet.
Mm.
See, when they were teaching us,
And not even
we weren't rebuttaling. We were simply saying, hey, but matter of fact, hey, watch this. Watch this. And we all in the group. What if that's not a man just with a snake on his neck? What if that's a priest? Cause he got the snake on his neck. Oh, wait. So what you the snake medicine, the kutina, like the kutani, the kutina was the snake, the Uchi snake, the ukatina. Oh wow, wait. Oh, that's what that is. We thought it was just Snake Clan. No, it's the priesthood. Oh my God, this is the priesthood. Yeah. So whole time they think this could be a regular person. Now they like, wait, we got a statue of a fucking priest?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
These niggas are really who they are.
right. Hey, sitting up
And
there
y'all,
looking at effigies, and we sitting up here. We don't even physically see these effigies, but this is our first time seeing these released out of a vault and in our faces, and and they did the research. But
yeah,
we
And
sitting
they
up here
didn't
like,
even know.
hey,
They was assuming. Right.
yep.
right, the assumption, but we're sitting up here and like revealing, oh, that's a bear cat.
Yeah, it's the
Dude thought it was two different effigies on the same stela, and I mean two different
what he say?
uh
I don't know if this is a bear
effigies on
or
the
a cat.
same stela.
And all
So
along it
it
was a
was
bear cat.
opening to be able to actually help them. That's why the credit has to be given, because we open up their eyes to a different understanding, because it's coming from a people that came from where they seen these artifacts, where they dug up these artifacts, and we over here sitting up here like, hey, nah, this is too familiar in our spirit.
Right. And with that is okay. You have someone that has artifacts and aren't afraid to show them. But
Right.
and they get heat for telling people like, I can't say this a Negro because in biology, Negro don't exist no more. But this person got woolly hair. They catch heat for that type of stuff.
Now how something don't exist no more? If it's a Negro,
Okay,
a Negro, a Negro is a
it's not.
Negro.
If you study biology, a Negro don't exist because phenotypes are not exclusive. They're inclusive. Blood type is not really exclusive. These things are inclusive. So what the scientists were saying, whoever made the classification of Negro, Caucasoid, Caucasian, Mongoloid, what they was looking at was skin color. These crackers are looking at features and saying, hey, these people are more alike than they aren't. So they have to take away certain classifications that were built on racism. I get it. I could understand, well, if you got thick lips, if bitch got big lips, you would think that they descend from, but everybody over there don't look the same. So in their science, they had to get rid of the racial classifications to make it make sense to them. This is why they did when they found this. I'll make an example. When they found the skull in Virginia, they said it was Native American, right? Then they reclassified it as a Negro. Today, biologists disagree with that reclassification. They basically telling you they one and the same, but somebody is still looking on the pigmentation that's showing up in the fucking DNA panel. That's what they getting away from. It's not them saying that it's not different groups of people, but what they saying is if I call him a Negro, I'm basically saying all Negroes are the same, and that would be wrong because all Negroes don't have the same blood, phenotype, mitochondrial DNA, Y chromosome. You don't have the same fucking anything. Everybody don't look the same. So in order to get the racists out the scientists, they had to kill the racial categories within their science. So I understand what you're saying, but I also understand what they're saying too. You would say he got woolly hair, that's a Negro, but all Negroes don't got woolly hair. But we'll say, but only niggas got woolly hair. And we'll say, yeah, but they wouldn't technically be a nigga. What would he be? Then you have to say he's Yamasi. That's why they created classifications like that. That's their blanket terms that there's it's you got to it's young scientists that's trying to get rid of that shit. They're not focused on the skin color. So I get it. Me, I don't give a fuck. I don't look like my ancestors anyway. Them niggas was bigger, taller, stronger, faster than me in some places. And in other places, they were shorter, smaller, and their bones was less dense than mine. I don't give a fuck. I'm not finna argue with them about what a Negro is. I know what a Negro is, but I know they science don't permit it, so I'm not gonna argue with them. I know what you're saying. You ain't got to tell the crackers. I ain't trying to please them. Please my people. And when it came to my people, you let us know they was niggas. That's enough for me. It say, should we have a blanket term to recognize our people that got disenfranchised? If so, what would y'all define us? I would say the people, because one, all people aren't the same. But if we're going to recognize each other, why not simply mean the people? Why not simply be the people in whichever language? I don't know you, bro. So you can't say our people. Our people probably was at war with each other. I probably had a bloodline that ain't like your people. Or I had a bloodline that didn't know your people at all. So to say our people, we would have to then become we the people. We would have to have the same mindset. We would have to be me, ye, us, we, our, like we did before. So if that's basically what I'm getting at. And that's what the science is saying. It's like, wait, we got so many different groups of people. If we say all of these people over here are Negroes, what about those who have no genetic relation to each other? This is how they did on my DNA test. My DNA test literally says North Carolina, but North Carolina somehow becomes a Nigerian ethnic group. How? Some racist fuck said this DNA is only found in North Carolina, but it got to be Nigerian. And then when you trace it on the map, because it shows you the DNA coming from different places, my shit pop up in America in the 1500s. It never comes from fucking Nigeria. So they have to get rid of classifications like that and call people what the fuck they are. But being that they couldn't at the time, they lumped everybody together. He looked white, he's white. He's Caucasian, Caucasoid. He looked like a nigga, that's a nigga. Even mulattoes was considered niggas. And if we being real, if you're biracial, for anybody to put you in one or the other is dead ass wrong. But skin color and racism makes us do that. Their science. I don't know. Bitches think my sister Cuban. Her daddy is Zoo. But we all niggas. You feel me? So I get it. We all niggas. Everybody know what a nigga look like. But in their science today, them crackers say it's wrong. So you know what? It is what it is. I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at nobody. I'm just glad that we have people that's actually finding this stuff, and then to look at you, Pa, and to look at you, Munt, and to look at me and be like, these are some niggas, but these niggas is indigenous. So we can't consider to be niggas. They're Yamasi and Iba'a. But they niggas. Yeah, they look like niggas because a lot of niggas, but all niggas ain't the same. But but all niggas ain't the same, bro. So we just call them niggas. We basically saying the Wale are the Zulu because they niggas. That's they shit. So the scientists like, nah, we gotta So they say people keep asking me if my mom is Mexican and my dad is Asian. I don't know. You do got that invader blood, and you do. Let me chill. Leave you alone, man. Leave you alone. Leave you alone. Hey, that boy Reese got that Baringa straight. Nah, I just playing.
Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, the Mexican got them short, fine women, boy. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Reese.
Shit.
Hey, Reese got the game is con DNA. Nah, I just playing, man. Leave you alone, con. Yeah, water damage. Yeah. They say they be hollering at my mom in Spanish. Hell no.
Ain't nothing wrong. You know, shit. You can't help who people used to fuck back then. You know, we all mixed.
Them little Chinese motherfuckers, them boy came over here on them horses And them boys seen all them thick ass East Asian women. Them boy went down south and seen them thick ass Yama women. Them women was short too, by 4'5", 4'5", thick shit. Well, that nigga came out here to the east. Them women walking around 5'5", 5'6". Man, everybody blood got mixed in, boy.
6, 7, like, oh damn, they're everywhere. Good Lord.
You know when DeSoto went to Upaha, he called them boys what do you say, Gigante Indios. These the giant Indians. Man, you know them women walk around like motherfucking 6 foot thick shit. So man, them people gonna fight and fuck, bro. It's life. I just be trolling when it comes to migration. I like trolling the people who believe they don't migrate. Like the nigga told Pa, if your people move around through the Americas, that don't mean they migrated. So what the fuck is a Cuban coming to Miami? A motherfucking migrant. I thought so. Now, watch.
Oh, you saw what I sent you, nephew? You saw what I sent you?
I read it. Come on. Now, also, that's number one. What happens if a band emigrates out of a town? That means they leave a town and form another town. See, niggas don't understand the English. Like I said outside, a lot of people don't understand the English language. A lot of these guys failed English. So they don't understand what they're reading. You have to know who you're dealing with. A lot of these dudes don't know English. Peace, good morning.
What they call it, they feel lit 1, lit 2, and lit 3.
Come on, bro, niggas spelled literature every year in high school, dropped out their senior year, and got on the internet and told you a bitch miseducated them. Man, them niggas was dumb, man.
And now they miseducate you.
Now they miseducating you and selling you a book called America is Really Timerica, and you take that and feed it to your children. So when your children in school and my child look at your jit and be like, you so stupid, and then your child fight and get beat up, now you're gonna be mad because you miseducated your child. Come on, bro, stop that shit.
Right.
If you need some real information, you want some tribal information, go to the tribal people. If you hop on and you don't see a nigga mama, you don't see their daddy, even their dad, you don't see their family around, you don't trust them people. Their own family don't trust them. Their family don't even rock with the shit that they rock with.
Right.
Yeah. Is it Wale? It might be Wale Origins at Gmail. Yeah. So, like, and bro say I'm 6'6". Yeah, you Crane, all y'all boys 6'6", 6'5". But like I had to tell cuz, when you go into the mounds, ain't nobody 6'6".
Right. Right.
Give a fuck what the crackers told you they found. Them is
That's why they say they found them in the cave.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So it definitely was a war between the little people and those who have stature. Yeah, it definitely was wars between the people who had stature and the star people. So this shit get deep, but when it comes to this in general, back to where I was, when you baby. 6'1", yeah, should be 6'45", yeah. So what I was saying, yeah. So long story short, we have people who are looking for this information, anthropologists doing this work, and they trying to find out who, right? Me, I already knew what was going on. That's why I couldn't wait to talk to them, because I'm like, hey, I got some information that can help you, and I know y'all can help me because y'all traveling and do this work. Let's see. He said not the 14-foot bullshit. Them people be tripping, right? So if the average Spanish man was 5'2", how do you think they'll look at a nigga 6'6"? Of course you would be a giant. To me, you still would be a giant. I'm 5'11". I ain't even 6 feet. So now look up like that nigga 6 foot, 6'6". Yeah, nigga a giant. But they looking up at me and I'm looking down at them. So of course they're gonna be like, man, these niggas at least 10 feet, boy. You feel me? Niggas say, Crane pissed me off. Crane pissed me off lightweight when I seen him. I'm 6'2". I thought I'd be taller. Hey, stop playing with the Crane. As I tell niggas, the bird the bird soars high and looks low. You feel me? So,
And Karat, when you was talking about 14 feet, you have to really look at it because you know people never go hate when I say this, but it's gonna be the truth. I gotta be old school and everything because motherfuckers grew up all soft and shit. When you look at Andre the Giant, he was what, a 7-footer or 8-footer? You saw how he looked like he was retarded. You know what I'm saying? They won't say people, but you got to tell the truth. He looked like he was retarded. He looked like an ogre. You know what I'm saying? And then you really got to look at it. The gravity capacity is not good to their tall structure. It's not good. It's bad on their back. It's bad on their knees. That's why you see most of them hunching over. You know what I'm saying? I gotta speak the truth and tell it how it is. You know, nobody is not gonna be no 17 or 18. No, that shit is mythical. Them motherfuckers ain't even much taller than a motherfucking grizzly bear. And the bigger of the grizzly is standing at 10 feet tall. That's a basketball goal. So you don't have no humans that's bigger than a fucking grizzly. You don't. So when you talking about, they got 40-foot tall, wait, you got these Europeans talking about,
hey man, niggas need to be so bad talking about they 40 feet tall, badass knees. Man, he hold that shit.
Boy, Crane the Giant.
Bro, hey man, niggas already 6'7" talking about their knees hurting at 30.
Right. Right. And then once again, they were talking about, in the book of Genesis. So you telling me that a 40-foot giant go put his big old dick in a little bitty human woman? Think about it.
Yeah, fact. Man, I used to ask, and see, that's why I used to get in trouble in fucking as a jit. I used to ask, like, how can a giant have sex with a human woman? Cause you bro, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That hurt. Don't ask me. I'm just the perp. You feel me? I'm the perpetrator of the crime. You feel me? I'm not the victim. But what I see from victims, it hurt. So you mean to tell me a nigga that's 3 times my size, got 3 times the dick, gonna hunch a woman that I usually be hunching on? Boy, hell nah. Ain't no motherfucking way, boy.
That's why the dude asked Shaquille O'Neal. He asked Shaquille, he said, how you was able to have sex with a small woman? He said, think about it. She had to ride me. Even then, she said it was uncomfortable.
Pressure. He got them bitches killing themselves.
Right.
That should not be too. That is too funny to me. No way. No way.
Yeah.
He was messing with Hoops. Hoops ass like 5'1", full
Right.
7'2", man. Like now, imagine a nigga that got 7 feet on him. Boy, hell nah.
Right.
So
they're not thinking.
yeah,
They're
listen.
not thinking at all.
You got mythology and you got ontology. I'd rather deal with the ontology. Give me the science of being. I'm straight. All that mythology shit, man, that shit is I don't know. But when we do talk about the giants, we definitely still have tall people like we do today, but it wasn't on no freaky shit like they be trying to make it. They do that shit often because they don't want to simply say, as Pa said earlier, they simply just don't want to say niggas.
Right.
They just don't want to say niggas, bro. Like they like that was giants. It's the aliens. You feel me? It's everything but niggas. So it is what it is. Let's see. If you, I ain't gonna lie, if you just tuned in, please like this video. We need to get the likes up. We got 8 live viewers, so we should at least be at 8 likes right now. I'm assuming. What I was gonna say, Tuesday morning, I will be back on. It's a Jewish holiday, so I don't work. Y'all know me. I'm every religion. If you ask me to
Abba, Akiba, Abba, Akiba, Abba, Akiba.
hey, 2 paid days off. Tuesday, Wednesday. Shit, fuck it. You
Just,
did?
just make sure the Kohen and the rabbi don't suck the penis after the circumcision.
Hey, it would be no peenie sucking. I don't know what them crackers be on, but hey, mama, hey, mom, let me shout out my mama for making sure I was not that I was not no Jew when I was born, and that when I was circumcised, I was taken care of. Cause them crackers is sucking the blood out the penis after the circumcision. That is pedophilia. Like like bro, what?
They was like, what was your first head gag, my rabbi?
Yeah. They be like, hey, yeah, boy. Hey, bro. You know Sarah just sucked my dick, bro. Hey, who the first person suck your dick? Rabbi Steinberg. Well, what the fuck? You
That's
what?
why he got Berg. That's why he got Berg on the end of his name.
Berg. But Pete, you ever heard about the temple where it was like 50 boys got herpes because the man was sucking all their penis?
He was in New York.
Yeah. Man, listen, I'm in New
What?
York.
But one of them is the owner of Pornhub.
Man, that shit crazy. I was in New York, gang banging, and I'm sitting out there. I'm like, okay, I'm with the bros, and a Jew walk. That boy made a right, like he was finna go in the house. Man, fool walked down like he was going into a drain. I said, what the fuck? Them boys said, that's a whole city under this bitch. I said, whoa.
Yeah, they found it. They
It's
found it.
a lot of peenie sucking going on in New York. You niggas better be careful. Niggas better be careful. That shit.
I was about to say, I think I seen on Twitter they found that underground thing, and it was like I seen the video. It was a whole bunch of beds and stuff down there and everything.
Yeah, they did. They found it. Yep.
Now, imagine seeing that bitch in real life, bro. What Doc?
It was a black brother that exposed it. His name was like Dom Lucre or something like that on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he do his own like underbelly type documentaries.
Right.
On Bushwick, where Doc got the temple, put our number one. That's where the Jews be at. Like they got a whole school, hospital, all that shit. They be they got little duck offs over there too. That shit crazy. But I never seen no shit. Nigga, I'm in New York and in Jersey. Matter of fact, I seen this shit on Miami Beach. When I went working on the beach. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's where they be at.
Watch this though. You see a school bus, that bitch got they writing on it. You see a hospital, it got they writing on it. We need the same shit. You niggas tighten up, man. Don't hate on them. We need the same shit. Tighten up. Stop getting mad. Speak Spanish. That's their language. You spoke English. You had your whole life to learn another language.
Right.
Tighten the fuck up, man. Tighten up.
We got work to do. A lot of it.
Yep, a lot of it. How this song say? I got work to do. I got work to do. I got a job for you. Oh, the Isleys. Yay. Man, these podcasts be off the chain, be off the fire, man. You know. But yeah, yo, don't forget, go get the blue fire, go get the green fire, go get that, you heard me?
Hey, bro, say tight shit only in them big cities. Shit, that's not true. In them rural,
No, it happened in little cities too.
Goddamn, I just
rural areas.
an Amber Alert on the reservation 3 days ago. Somebody got snatched up on the red. A little girl got snatched up on the res.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Bro.
Yep.
People that commit crime. That shit happen everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're like, so we gonna ban firearms because everybody killing each other. Last time I checked, it's a lot of felons with firearms. They don't give a fuck, Keisha. Give a fuck about what you talking about. All right, so get y'all gotta let's get it together, man. Everybody who on here, focus on family. Talk to the fam. Talk to well, if you can approach your elders properly, they gonna give you the right information. But talk to the fam and see what needs to be done about bringing that village back. A lot of people talk tribe and tribal mindset, but in many ways, as we see it, tribe and the tribal mindset is very primitive. Community, right? Community. Community literally is inviting unity. That's the focus. We have to build communities. Take that and call your auntie. Take that and hit your cousin. Take that and do some research on your family. Because when we talk Tuesday, everyone that's listening, I just need one thing you did within these 3 days that's gonna move your community forward. With that, I'll pass the talking stick to Little Deer, and Deer, you could give it the paw and paw, take us out.
All right, all right, all right. As we teach, preach, and talk all the time, get your families together. The family is the community. Don't shy away from those past times that your families were uh uh were ordained into, because you might need that in your near distant future. So I don't have much to add on to anything else. Just understand, y'all got to go get the blue fire. If anybody talk about works that's dealing with the Southeast peoples who lived here pre-colonial and even leading up to the to colonial times, nobody has written about it better than uh the P2 or Wale Origins, Mickey Lanier A. Davis. Go ahead and cop those works. They are really good. The reason why I say that is because it's written by somebody that actually is from the land and not exploring the land. So uh, when you got somebody that's in tune with it, the the diagram or the wisdom is gonna hit you different. So just definitely go get them works. I pass the talking stick to uh Cheeto Pa. Take us out.
All right, all right. Well, like I said before, go get the book. You know, I don't know how much I can go ahead on and reiterate that. Keep on. I'm gonna keep on saying, go get the book. And not only that, if you don't get your family together, it's gonna be forced for you to get your family together. It just hit me to say that. If you don't get your family together, you're going to be forced to get your family together. And what I mean is the things that's going on now in this continent we know as North America, and with the way how things is happening and how young people who are melanated being hung from trees, because doggone well niggas ain't gonna hang themselves from a motherfucking tree if they feel suicidal. That's not gonna happen. You got what, 28 months left for those who on Section 8, right? That might be one of your family members that's on Section 8. You might have to open up your home to them. Especially if they have children, you gonna let them stay out in the wilderness? I mean in the streets when winter coming or after the 28 days, right? People always ask the question, how could the Mexicans and them all live in the same house and everything? They all lived in the same house until all of them had their money to move out to make sure the family members are. That's what you call a cohesive family. A cohesive family. But yet they want to teach us, oh, when the children make 18, you be hurry up to put them out and all that. Them. Nah. All the family, even with the Vietnamese and the Chinese and all them there, they don't put their children all the way out right then and there. They'll say, hold on, we go put this money together in the house, and then once everybody, look, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house. Yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to get back to the unity of the community. Y'all didn't hear me. We got to get back to the unity in the community, and that's dealing with family first. That's the first priority. The child support was the family, not no doggone state board dealing with child and children services. It was the family. It was the family. If the daddy wasn't there, the uncles and them was there. And the aunties, who is the extra mothers and fathers. See, that's what y'all forgot. Because y'all let the European way of the I-ness come, and they took the I out of unity. So now it's just me. Halito, look, cuz I just spoke about you just a couple of minutes. About what, 15 to 10 minutes ago, I just spoke about you because of Wild Fox. See, that what happen when you put it out there in the ether, it go to ringing and it picks up. Yeah, we gotta get back to the family structure. You know, people them up there, they talking about, oh, I don't fuck with that bitch no more, and I don't fuck with that nigga no more. You go, what you did, fuck with him. Put that petty shit aside. Because what's coming down the pipeline, you're not gonna be able to survive that shit by yourself. You need family. And I've been told people long time ago, y'all laughing at the people from New Orleans when Hurricane Katrina happened 20 years ago. But I said it's gonna have another Katrina that's gonna be a Katrina without water, and they showed you that in 2020 and 2021 when they called this thing called C-19. You know what I'm saying? And here people had to stand in line to get toiletries to go into Walmart or to the Kroger's or to all the other places and everything. Y'all gotta get y'all families together and work with one another. That's what you gotta do. And with that, I'll go ahead on and I'll pass it back to you, Napitu.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, with that, I do want to thank y'all for tapping in. Everybody for tuning in. Please leave a like and please share this video with one person. That way we can get the views up and get the proper information out. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna go ahead and drop. For those of you who love the music, I'm gonna sit back. We played Little Well yesterday, so I'll sit back and play Tejedora Cosmica. Anyone who speaks Spanish or understands Spanish, you definitely gonna love this one. So I'll see y'all Tuesday morning. Peace.
cósmico que nos extiende, escondido en el ladito del corazón que mantiene. Amar un nidito cósmico que nos extiende, vibrando lati todo corazón que mantiene. Atento al ritmo, dejar el universo sincerere. Ay, es mi madre, universo puro, amor sincerere. Ay, wasquita shamuriri. Ay, wasquita shamuriri. Ay, wasquita shamuriri. Pinta, pinta, pintará medicina. Pinta, pinta, pintará medicina. Ay, wasquita shamuriri. Ay, wasquita shamuriri. Ay, wasquita shamuriri. Cura, curará medicina. Pinta, pinta, pintará medicina. Sinchia buwaira ikarururu kencakui. Sinchia buwaira ikarururu kencakui. Hirando hirando waira ikarururu kencakui. Sinchia buwaira ikarururu kencakui. Ayo skukurandera ni taksi muyo. Curando, curando, chakrona, suma pinta sinchi amaru.